Hey guys, it is Andy, and today we have a horror talk episode. So before we get into it, this look I just did for fun, and I used the ABH Subculture palette because we're feeling the fall vibes. Everything I'm wearing will be listed in the description down below, but if you want to catch some tutorials of me doing my makeup, I do go live over on my TikTok Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Central, and my socials will also be listed in the description box down below. So if you're ready for what we have on the slab today, which is Saw 6, let's go ahead and get on into it. IMDb rating of 5.8 out of 10, and the storyline goes as follows. Detective Mark Hoffman is deemed a hero after he saves a young girl and escapes one of Jigsaw's games, or so it seems. Special Agent Peter Strom is suspicious of him after injured Special Agent Lindsay Perez says Hoffman's name. While Agent Strom looks into Detective Hoffman's past, 5 people face a series of tests set up by Jigsaw. We have our trivia. Real animal blood was used for the final trap. The director said they wouldn't have used it if they had known how bad it was going to smell. I can't imagine how much that whole room must have stank. Because, if you've ever smelled buckets of blood, I have not, but, I don't know, I've smelled my own blood and, the metallic-y, I don't know. That's, ugh. Seth's Trap was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Pit and the Pendulum, which I find very interesting. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I am a very emo girl at heart, so, I find that very nice. The only Saw film that doesn't have a graphic of a buzzsaw on either of the DVD or the Blu-ray disc. Rude. They should all have it. We need at least one continuity here, and that needs to be it. Dang it. Now we have a body count of 6. Not very many. That's 6. 6 ain't bad. Again, this is our big spoiler alert, because the storyline and the trivia, that's pretty general knowledge. These films have been out long enough that, speaking of, this film came out in 2008, so it's 12 years old, if you haven't seen it by now. But this is your spoiler alert. Click off now if you don't want to hear the kill count and all the gruesome, gory details. I understand. I will see you next time, hopefully. Please, click subscribe if you like makeup unboxings and a little dash of horror content thrown in there. Well, let's get on in to the kill count. So, we have Angelina Acombe was killed by Seth Baxter, throat slit. This is Mark Hoffman's sister, and this happened before the film. And it technically doesn't happen on screen, but we are shown this in a flashback. So then we have Seth Baxter, who was the pendulum trap, but also by Mark Hoffman. And he was bisected by a swinging pendulum blade. But this is an inescapable trap, and it was by Revenge. So you gotta love the inescapable traps, which piss Jigsaw off to no end. We have Ashley, the collars. Head cut off by razor blade. Ugh. No thank you. Charles, the ceiling trap, and Luba Gibbs, killed in a nail bomb explosion. Ow. I remember when I was watching this, because the only film I ever saw in theaters was number 7, the final chapter, and I saw it in 3D, which we'll get to my feelings on that when we get to number 7. But I was watching this at home with my dad, and when it got to this scene and Charles was killed by the nail bomb trap, my dad just looks over and he's like, I know how to put together a nail bomb. And I'm just like, I don't want to know. I'm good. My dad's one of those people that has, my grandpa was in the war and things, so he knows random useless facts, but he just pipes up I know how to make a nail bomb. I'm good, Dad. No thank you. I was like, you're going to get us swatted by the FBI. You don't need to say that any louder. We have Luba Gibbs, or Lubba Gibbs, the bathtub trap, and Britt. So at first, stabbed in the neck with electrical cables, but then later electrocuted with 5 cables. Because, she was stabbed in the neck, which, that killed her, but then, each limb was stabbed with a cable because they had to get enough juice from the electricity to open the door. That would suck. I mean, it was a quick death because, like, stabbed in the neck, but I hope, at least I think that was a quick death. I don't think she would have felt the electrocution, but if she did, like, ow, that would suck. That would suck. And then finally, rest in peace, Agent Peter Strahm, the glass coffin, and Detective Mark Hoffman, crushed by closing walls. He thought he got him. Detective Strahm thought he got Hoffman, and then turns out he was right where he wanted him. And I was so mad. That ending, I was so pissed because I was just like, he got him! Because up until that point, I was like, fuck Hoffman! He's the bad guy! You gotta get him! I loved Detective Peter Strahm. Like, his character, I was like, you're gonna get him, buddy! You got this! And then he dies at the end, and I'm just like, I was so upset. I did enjoy this movie overall. It was a lot of ups and downs for me. The traps, like, the game that was going on, I could take it or leave it. I didn't really care for it. The whole thing with Peter Strahm going after Hoffman, that part of the movie, like, when we kept going back to that, I loved that. But the game itself and all of those traps, I could take it or leave it. This movie, for me, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Just because, like, I love Peter Strahm. Like, I loved it, and I love his part of the movie, like, and his death was good, like, the closing of the, ow. The closing of the walls was great, like, I love that. I'm still very sad that he's gone. Rest in peace, Agent Strahm. But the other, like, the big scenes, like, the big, traps, like, the game that was going on, I didn't enjoy any of that. I could have cared less. So for this movie, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars. And so, that is it for me for number 5. And I will see you guys in the next